Tonight's Going Places brought to you by Toyota. And Paul, I've noticed you had a lot of positive things to say about Jason Tatum tonight.
I think this is the best version of Jason Tatum when he's driving the ball, being aggressive, getting to the line. When he can consistently do this, he's going to take the next step as a player. They're going to need him to play like this in the playoffs, mixing it up. Look how he's attacking the rim. Between shooting the threes, getting the ball to the basket, and getting to the line, that's when I feel he's at his best.
And playing in all phases and mixing up his game, I agree with you. But while Kyrie is Boston Celtics' best player, I always felt like Al Horford was their barometer. Because when he's moving the ball from the high post, it allows the paint to be open. When he's making shots from three, it brings the other team's center out of the paint. And when he's locking down defensively, playing one-on-one against the other team's bigs, it allows you to stay home on the shooters. So whether he's playing at the 5 or playing at the 4, he's got to be a guy that plays at an all-star level if they hope to win the East.
And you heard Hubie talking about how vital it is for this specific Boston Celtics team to get home court. I know a lot of teams say doesn't matter this and that, but their record specifically has not been great on the road this time around.
Well, it's both of them. That's how close it is between the two teams because Indiana, they've been a good, not great road team, fairly good at home, just like Boston. That's why I say the winner of this game and whoever gets home court, it's going to come down to a Game 7. Whoever has the Game 7 will win that.
You're already calling it. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. This is a classic contrast of styles. When you look at the Celtics, they have all of the skilled players that can get their own shot, dribble, pass, and shoot. Then on Indiana, they beat you with defense, to toughness, and a we mentality. So home court is going to be huge.
I like hearing Hubie explain it. They need this win. I guess we're getting a highlight in from the Toronto Raptors game. Down 2. This would have been to tie things up. Kawhi Leonard with a shot. And classic. Hornets win.
It's a tough angle.
That's tough. That is tough, actually.
We figured out who the second best player is on the Hornets, though.
Who is it?
Michael Jordan.
That's not right. That's rude and not right.
He hit the game winner tonight.
This halftime is presented by...
Good chance of going a long way in terms of who gets home court advantage. And we're being joined by Miles Turner, the terrific young center for the Pacers, who's getting ready, warming up right now. And Miles, players love to talk about during the regular season, it's just one of 82. It's just one that we have to worry about. But this is completely different with you guys. And I know you've talked about it, the importance of this game and getting home court advantage.
This is a very important game for us, man. It's just the biggest thing about it now is just we got to take it as like a mock draft. A mock test for the playoffs, a little bit of a dress rehearsal, but we got to be ready for anything.
Well, Miles, as you look at your development, all of a sudden you are definitely a problem behind that three-point line. How did it all evolve for you? How much time do you have to put in?
I put in a lot of time on my three-point shot, man. I've always been a shooter. It's one thing I've always worked on. I think my rookie year, I didn't shoot as much, but Frank Vogel, my first head coach, he really was adamant about me working on it every day after practice, and we just started, getting it going. So it's been big for me. It's been a big weapon.
Miles, it's been a challenging but rewarding year because when your leader, when your best player goes down with an injury and misses the large majority of the season, a lot of people expected, okay, Pacers are going to be a non-factor, but here you are fighting for first round. What's been the key to the success since Victor Oladipo went down?
The keys are togetherness, man. We have a very deep roster, 1 through 15. Anybody can step in and make plays. And I think the biggest thing, too, is, Vic is still with us in spirit. Obviously it was tough. It was a tough blow having him out, but to kind of have him as a leader outside of the court, it's been big for us, especially the young guys.
Well, as we look at what you're doing, we're talking about team play. We have two of the best half-court defensive teams playing here tonight. Now, for you either have Baines or you have Horford. Do you have to change what you're doing from a fundamental defensive play to play both of these guys?
Me personally, not necessarily. I stick to my principles no matter who I'm guarding. But I think when you got guys that are a little bit more physical like these guys, you got to bring the fight to them. And you can't wait for them to hit you first. So I think it's more of a physical mentality and just going out there getting the job done, by any means necessary.
Well, Miles, we appreciate you joining us, and good luck tonight. Should be a fun game, and as you get ready for the playoffs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, have a great one.
All right.
All right, let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, guys. Not even short of breath. The latest detail with Kobe Bryant, 4 of the best players in the women's Final Four. 4 episodes available now. Start your free trial of ESPN Plus. Download the app or visit ESPNplus.com. All right. Huge game for Domantas Sabonis and the Pacers. According to ESPN's BPI, if Indy wins, that's a 76% chance at securing a top 4 seed in the East. No one saw that coming. I don't care who you are. And Chuck Taylor invented a game he would not recognize. The coolest of the cool sneakers are the NBA's hottest giveaway. We've got them, all of them, coming up next.
The rules of luxury.
Start in the West, and we got a little bit of good news, yeah?
Yeah, Portland, they've been without C.J. McCollum since mid-March, left knee injury. There's optimism he could return as soon as Sunday against Denver. Portland's going to err on the side of caution. They'll see how he feels going into that game, but they're going to certainly have him back before the end of the regular season.
That's huge. That is very big.
That's
okay,
major.
The GM hunt in Washington and Phoenix, do they have their eyes on someone?
You know, Phoenix, James Jones, I'm told, is going to remain the general manager. What Phoenix right now is talking about is a senior advisor to help work with him. That's the structure they've talked about with several potential candidates. And then Washington, there's been a lot of conversation about Tim Connolly, the president in Denver. He has it's a natural because he started his career with the Wizards in their front office. He's from that area. His wife is from Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
But he just committed to a new deal in Denver. And if Tim Connolly is going to be a candidate in Washington, they're going to have to come after him. He is not in a position with the number 2 seed in the West, with a team built to be really good 5-6 years out in Denver. He's not going to go in and be one of 5 or 6 or 7 interviews in a search process. Washington would have to decide. Ted Leon says, I'm going after Tim Connolly. I'm going to call the Nuggets for permission.
So they have to court him. He can't go on the hustle.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fair. And then obviously we're here in Los Angeles. Downstairs, Luke Walton has had a ton of scrutiny on him all season. What's the latest?
I mean, every indication is the Lakers will make a coaching change. I think really the only thing at this point that could save Luke Walton is Jeannie Buss intervening with Magic Johnson. But if this is going to be Magic Johnson's decision, this is likely the last week of Luke's tenure with the Lakers.
There's no surprise there. Once Luke got hired and then they brought in Magic and then you bring in LeBron, ultimately if it's championship or bust goals with LeBron going into a 17th season, they're probably going to want somebody that they handpick.
Yeah, once Magic takes over, it happens in every organization. It happened with me in Boston when Danny Ainge came. He brought in Doc. And so, guys, if they're going to go down as a general manager president, they want to go down with their guys, the guys they bring in.
Well, hopefully it's with enough time for him, heads up, that he can go get another gig somewhere, wherever it be.
Yeah, I think if Luke's out on the market, and especially some younger teams that are in rebuilds, I think Luke Walton will be a head coach in this league again.
Woj, excited. Playoffs are almost here, buddy.
Thanks, Woj.
Yay! We got to check in, obviously, on tonight's Rising Star. It's brought to you by Mountain Dew Ice, and it's Jason Tatum. 21, just over 1 month now he's been that old. Still shows he has ice in the veins, though, on the road, scoring more than at home, shooting 40% from 3, 5% better than at home. He invades Pacers turf next. And you can buy a jersey or a pennant or a supersized soda cup, but you don't have the coolest souvenir in the NBA until you take home game-worn sneaks. Everything about this trend coming up.
Don't do it.